Hello and welcome. This is just an overview of the EDSQ entry level 3 exam that you will have to do. So when you log on, you'll be presented with this screen, and initially it will tell you and give you an overview of what the exam is. So there are 3 parts to the exam. Total marks available are 44, and bear in mind that you will have got your observation beforehand, so that will be minus 8 marks. So in the exam, 36 marks. You get 1 hour 30 minutes, and the instructions, the assessment must take place in one session. You may have a 15-minute break between parts 1 and 2. I've never done that. I've just let learners get straight on with it. Read each task carefully, and I think that's really relevant actually, because sometimes learners read the question they want it to be and then give it the answer. They miss off simple things like names correctly and stuff like that. You can change an answer at any point within the session. To return to a task during a session, either select the task number on the left-hand side or click the back button. Okay. So here we go. We've got 3 parts, part 1, part 2, part 3. So part 1, there's a number of different tasks. And it'll always start with, first, that you'll have to create a folder. It says sending an email, but I think sending an email now comes in part 2. And I've done a tutorial on that. And so searching for information, you'll ask to be searched for something. And then you'll have to buy something as well, pretend to buy something, which replicates transacting. And then you get different marks for each particular elements. Task 2 is the 9-mark question. That's creating the poster or advert, normally in Microsoft Word. And then finally, you get some multiple choice questions, 8 in part 3. And then your tutor will upload the observation record, 8 marks. Let's just have a look down here. We've got the settings button. So if we wanted to, we could click this one. And if I wanted to, I could change the background color. Here we go. Let's click that and then click OK. And you can see I've changed my color, so that might help people who may have dyslexia or something like that. You can change it. You can change the contrast down, so we can see there. So you can modify it to suit you. I'm going to go back to the default color scheme. Click OK. Then when it says continue with the test, we can see that we've got part 1 here. Question 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What happens is you've got to make sure it says requires scrolling. Make sure you scroll down so that you can see all the information on the page. When you've completed a question, these will become orange, and this bar here will start to fill. There's a little introduction there. Let's just click on that, see what it says. It takes us back to the introduction. Okay. So here we go, creating a folder. I'm just going to move on there. Sending an email, as I said, that happens in part 2 now, I think. Searching task. Email address. Let's just go to this one just to show you. So this is paying for tickets. Your friend will pay for tickets with a card. Click the option for the payment card. Well, they're paying with a debit card, so we're going to click that. And you can see now this has gone to green. So if I went next, we could see that that would be in green. So make sure that you answer all the questions. You can go to any section by just moving your cursor and putting over that side. Just clicking there and it takes you to that section there. So you can go backwards and forwards. Unsure what this button does. Section review. I don't know. I'm sure it'll do something. But anyway, hopefully that's useful to give you an introduction. Once you finish the test, you would click there and go through the instructions. If you inadvertently close down the web browser, your session will have been saved so that when you go back into it, you won't have lost any work that way. Okay, let's just have a look. Flag this question. Okay, let's have a look and see what that does. Don't know, maybe it does something. I flagged it, so maybe it's put a little flag on there So maybe you want to go back to it later. So you can say, I will put a flag there and it's there. Maybe that's useful if you're a bit unsure of a question, you can go back there. Right, I hope that was useful for you, just to give you an overview of the exam. Okay.